to use as it has been used anyways in the past as a safety net for people who might have a serious disability. You know, they've worked hard and they get injured, or they have a heart attack or something, and Social Security is there are folks like your grandparents maybe who worked 30 or 40 years and contributed to the system, and they took money out of their back pocket, gave it to the government promised them some small payback at the end when they're going to retire, and they have every reason to expect something in return. Now, as far as younger folks are concerned, I have a different take on that, because again, I'm a free market type of guy, and I do believe, like I think Bush tried to push this policy, and that would privatize at least a portion of Social Security, because the stock market historically over a 20-year period, a 10 or 20-year period or longer, has done a lot better than you could get putting your money with the government and Social Security. Right now you put your money in Social Security, the government kind of puts it in a pile, and it says they're going to segregate it. They take it out of that pile, put it into the kitty, and leave an IOU. There's money going into the system, but it's going out just as fast for whatever. And that's not right either, because people work hard, they put money into the system, especially people who contributed for 25, 30, 40 years. And I wouldn't abandon them, but I would think, and it's my opinion, again, folks like your age, if you could put money into some kind of fund, you know, even if you had 5 to 10 funds or less, and you put your money into that mutual fund, and it changed over time. It started off in stocks, you know, maybe higher risk stocks to begin with, and then as you got older, it went into bonds and cash. You'd have a lot more money at the end of 40 years than you would contributing to Social Security. So I would be in favor of privatizing that for a certain segment of the population based on age.
That's not a bad idea. There's also the argument that we could, like, do what you said with the elder generation, but the lower, you know, the younger generation, they could just get rid of it altogether. Basically, stop contributing to it. Let the money supply, you know, drain out, you know, for the elder generation. Just keep on paying them because they already contributed, but let it die out. Basically. Yeah,
that would have to definitely be taken into consideration. I mean, at some point, you have to get to the point where you have a policy that the younger folks are going to be able to use their own money and put it aside, and they'll have it when they get older and they're going to retire. And I believe that they'll have a lot more money than they would if they contributed to Social Security. It's your money. The government can't take it out of your IRA, and or retirement account, and that's something we really have to keep a vigilance on, is letting the government go into private. I've heard kind of the rumors of this, that the government at some point would like to go in to private retirement accounts and do what they're doing with Social Security, taking the money out of those retirement accounts, putting an IOU instead, and then, you know, we'll pay you back.
Yeah, thanks. Right.
Wouldn't we all like to do that, right? But that's not the way it's going to work if I'm elected to the United States Congress. I'll fight hard to make sure people keep more of their money in their own pockets. I really do believe that it's your money. It's everybody's money, and they know how best to spend it, not the government.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So, what else can I talk about? Oh, well, sort of speaking of money, what do you think of the Tea Party movement as a whole? Mm-hmm. Is it good? Is it bad? Do you think it's actually having an impact? Well, we did see Scott Brown get elected here. That's amazing. So, but do you think it's still, you know, good movement and viable at that?
Yeah, I think the Tea Party movement is a great thing. Anything that gets people involved in the government, so they go out, they hold elected officials to the feet to the fire. They hold people like me accountable. They ask good questions. They're out there. They're letting people in elected positions know that they are concerned and they want a better government, a more accountable government, a government that uses their resources responsibly and prudently. And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, fiscal responsibility is key. I mean, with freedom comes responsibility.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
And we're more than capable as American citizens to make those type of decisions ourselves. We don't need the government to tell us how to spend our money, why to spend our money, or where to spend our money. You know full well how to do that, I'm sure.
It's kind of tough
Yeah.
day to day, living a paycheck.
Yeah,
but
I know.
because I went to the Worcester Tea Party, on tax day, and that was a great turnout. I think 2,500 according to the estimates, and that was
Nice.
pretty decent.
Mhm.
So I think it's a good start. Also, well, you being in the military at one point, what do you think of the Afghanistan situation? Is it helpful to keep the troops over there at this point? Is it doing us a favor?
Yeah. I have to say, you probably would guess this answer as a former Marine. I have to support 100% the soldiers, sailors,
Oh, yeah.
Marines, everybody that's over there. Just 100%, and I'm behind them 100%.
Right.
Never would abandon them, always would want them to have the best equipment, the most modern weapons, anything that they need to do their job, to engage the enemy, to fight the enemy, and to win. I think it's vital to our national security that we're over in Afghanistan and Iraq, and I support the troops 100%. And I do. I think it's my military strategy might be a little bit different than some people's military strategy. I personally like the military strategy that the Commander-in-Chief, Ronald Reagan, used, and that was you go into some place, you hit them hard, you hit them fast, and then you get out. What happened in Libya with Madman Gaddafi? Reagan sent bombers over there, hit him, and we haven't heard from him since.
That's so true.
So I'm 100% for the military, to answer your question.
Oh, I didn't mean to put it in that term. I'm sorry. Yeah, I support troops as well. I don't think anybody would have a quarrel with that. But yeah, it is about the strategy itself. And yeah, I would do the same thing. I don't think we should be over there for so long. It's been probably 10 years. So, but that's my position.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, but yeah, also, well, since we're done with my list, is there anything you'd like to add before I continue with other questions that came up?
Not really, except that I asked for the people's vote. Now is the time. We need change. We need somebody in Washington that's going to be responsible. So I ask for your vote and your support and your consideration.
Right. Yeah, his, well, your website?
It's www.voteforrob.org. That's VOTE, the number 4, ROB.org.
Cool. So, a couple other things. These are not, these aren't kind of questions you'll ever get from media, that kind of thing. These are more constitutional questions. So, what do you think about the post office? If I were to suggest that it were to be privatized,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think?
I think they're moving in that direction now.
Are they?
They seem to be, at one point they seem to be moving toward privatization. What exactly?
Well,
are you looking
because
for?
we have competition with the UPS and
That's
the FedEx.
exactly right, yeah.
Right.
It's getting down to that point.
It is. The only thing now is first-class mail.
First class mail.
And there are a lot of people that are actually against that because it's it's more personal. They drop it into your mailbox type of thing, as opposed to you go to UPS and pick up a package. If you're off in Iowa or something like that.
Yeah.
So What would you think about that?
As far as what?
Like privatizing
putting-
the first-class mail?
Putting the post office out of business, or keeping the post office and making it more of a private enterprise?
Well, it is pretty private in that sense.
It is. I mean,
right.
they're you know, they're doing a service. They're delivering mail. You have to purchase a stamp to get that mail. They're using the money that you purchased to get the stamp to pay for their supplies and their costs, and
Right.
and they're encountering competition from other services, like you said. So,
Right.
I mean, we're moving in a different direction. I'm not sure if I'm answering your question correctly, or what you're looking for, but
Well, you pretty much are. I'd agree with you. I mean, they are moving in that direction.
in the whole, I mean, you can see the whole economy, not the economy, but the way technology, I should say, is moving.